Hey, how's it going, everybody? If you want to hang out for a minute, I thought we would explore Harvest Valley on our way to the Earthen Keep and ultimately the Iron Keep, where the Smelter Demon's at. And that's where I have my sights set because I want his armor. I think it's crucial to making my character look cool. But there's a lot of loot to be found here, so let's dig into that real quick. Now, I'm going to try to be thorough here, guys, because in Harvest Valley, there's a lot of little out-of-the-way nooks and crannies, hidey holes, where they've thrown everything from spells to Titanite to consumables and all kinds of stuff. You even have stones that you use to upgrade your weapons with to be found here. Just all kinds of things, all right? This could be a sniper perch for that ogre down there below you, by the way, but we'll meet him in a minute. It's a much easier place to snipe him from. All right, on the way, we get to meet my old dear friend here, who I just can't resist leaving a lewd comment behind him every time I come by. This is mandatory for me in the game. I know it's crude humor, but this poor guy, he was not only unlucky enough to die here in a really compromising position, but then idiots like me have to come behind and leave these messages there. It's just so wrong. Of course, I would leave messages about Gwendolyn's amazing chest in Anor Londo when she gives me the Lord Vessel. Yeah, I was one of those guys too, so it was just kind of mandatory. Anyway, all in fun, man, all in fun. All right, so we get down here to this pit and we meet the first of these dark ogres or dark giants or whatever they are. Very cool, you know, with these guys riding their back, instructing them to throw these huge orbs of dark at you. That apparently they have the worst aim in the world though, because they're either hitting the wall in front of them or they're throwing them directly over your head. If you get close enough and they can hit you with one of these, it can be fatal. I mean, it can one-shot you or real close. And if you get in melee range, odds are they are going to one-shot you if they slap you. Because they hit pretty hard. But from a distance, those things project so poorly and move so slow that you have forever to get out of the way. All right? Now, with all this loot lying around, you say, well, I'm fixing to face a challenge here. I'm going to get attacked by 3 million skeletons, and 2 more ogres are going to fall out of the sky, and, you know, the earth is going to erupt and fall out beneath my feet, and all this, me trying to get my stuff. And you find out that other than 2, maybe 3 skeletons that pop up one at a time and let you know they're there for about an hour before they actually assemble themselves to swing at you, they really present no threat whatsoever, actually. So this stuff is basically free. All right, and if you have a few life gems, you really don't even need poison moss. Just pop a life gem, and it heals you as fast as the poison kills you. So it's, I don't know, kind of balances out. Anyway, come through here and one-hit these guys and be done with it. Now notice I picked up a chunk and regular Titanite shards and all kinds of stuff. So definitely worth making a trip down here. Got to pass through here anyway, right? Get one more skeleton buddy. Okay, now, if we've spoken to Gavlan in No Man's Wharf already, and I don't know if you have to exhaust the dialogue, I always do, by default, with NPCs, because you never know when you need to, for them to appear sometime later, right? But if you dealt with him then he'll appear here now. He won't have anything new yet, but he's going to appear later on the way to the, what do they call them, the Crystal Caverns or whatever. All right, and then he's going to have all kinds of good stuff like unlimited poison arrows, I believe, and some other stuff. And if you buy enough stuff from him, he'll even give you a gift. I think he gives you a hammer or something. But, yeah. Anyway, come down here. There's that chest that at least on my screen, I can't even see it. I just know it's there. All right. And then come up here, and he doesn't have anything that I need. I bought everything I want from him, but he will buy your stuff. He will trade you souls for all that trash you're carrying. All right, so rather than put it up at the bonfire or drop it, I can just sell it to him. The next place he appears in the Doors of Pharos, I believe, is what it's called. I believe he stays there from that point forth, you know, for the rest of the game. Okay, now we come down this narrow alley, and this is pretty directional. I mean, this is definitely, you know, point A to point B. They definitely created the Dark Souls 2 world along the lines of the hub system, like they had in Demon Souls, as opposed to the interconnected, fluid puzzle world that they had in the first Dark Souls. So there's not much risk of getting lost. All right, so like I said, if they're not throwing them at the wall in front of them, they're throwing them over your head. I mean, I appreciate that he thinks I'm 30 feet tall, you know, but yeah, not much of a threat. So just sit back here, snipe him. I guess if I was playing a mage type class, you know, a caster of some sort, then I would have just as easy a time with this guy. My arrows aren't doing a terrible amount of damage. I don't know if those are just barely low enough to hit me, but not to take any chances, because like I say, a headshot with one of those, I think that one would have hit me. At least this guy has something resembling aim, right? I like how I have those dudes riding their backs, though. I think that's cool. Well designed, anyway. Alright, and then we just pick up some more free loot, basically. Okay, now after this next checkpoint, we'll start running into some of these hidey holes I was talking about. A lot of tunnels filled with poison, where you can essentially get lost, but they don't like go on forever. They're short tunnels that, like I say, as long as you can heal your poison while you're down there, there's not much of a threat. No real risk of dying, but yeah, anyway. No invisible pitfalls while you're fumbling around in the dark, you know, getting poisoned. None of that stuff. It's just I don't know. I guess I'm just saying it's not what you'd expect from a Souls game. For them to make it this environmentally friendly. There you go. Environmentally friendly. That's it. And then we get another bonfire, not 5 feet away from the last one. Alright. And it's essentially almost a straight shot from this bonfire to the boss, basically. There's a couple enemies in between, most of which you can avoid. So, low risk, high reward, most definitely. Alright, so we get in here and there's some little holes in the ground, alright? And these lead down to tunnels that go this way and that. We'll explore all those in time. First, I want what's up on that ledge, but there's some other things to get. Now, the only real risky... Well, there's actually two risky parts. First, this one, dealing with this giant, because I want to get him at melee range, and I'll show you why, alright? Now, this guy's killed me more often than not, because what I have to do is lure him to break this wall that I'm standing in front of, alright? Now, for those of you that were lucky, and this guy somehow managed to break it, without you having to do this, then you knew it was here. But for the sake of anyone who didn't know that there was actually loot behind that door, didn't ever get close enough to actually look, you essentially have to get him to swing and... Oh, man. Yeah, like I say, he can one-shot you. That's fine. It looks like he broke the wall, though. And it's nothing but a 2-second jog to get back here. I'm not really worried about it. It's really not a problem to solo the boss for this area either, so I'm not even really worried about being human. I'll go worry about getting my humanity back when I get to the Earthen Keep. I'll just help somebody there and get it back real quick and then go on. It's nice to have a little help for that boss. Not necessary, but it's nice. Alright, so what do we have? We have a Soul Lost Undead, an Old Knight Pike. There's another Old Knight weapon, right? More smooth and silky stones. Yeah, I must have a dozen of those things now. Okay, I'm not going to worry about killing him. I can get down here and turn around and snipe him real easy, but right over here, there's one of the paths that leads down into Poison Tunnel and comes back up in the middle. So like I said, we really didn't have to go down and follow it out because we're going to essentially get down in there now. Now, it's easy to get turned around down here. This tunnel isn't really long, but it's got a twist or two. All right, you'll notice I'm getting turned around. I think I just backtracked. I did, I just backtracked. Oh well, alright. Try that again. Anyway, you can follow the wall, and at least on my screen, I can't see the exit, but I know it's there. Alright. Like I say, have a few life gems on you, or poison moss, whatever, or both. And it's really not a problem. Anyway, you'll eventually find another ladder. Alright, and this leads back to the middle area. Okay, now I can backtrack where I just came from, but instead of going straight to where that giant is, now I can take a right. Now this can get hairy. This can actually get a little tricky. I'm sure there's ways to deal with this other than what I'm doing, but these guys mostly hang out off to the side here, and maybe an alluring skull or something out might draw them in. But when you step over those rocks there, you're kind of at a point of no return, and they can get you. This is their domain here, right? And so you'll have 4 of these guys, and then you're going to have a couple zombies that break out on you also. Right, out of one of these little rooms right here with the boards, right? The good news is once you clear all this crap out, just about every single one of those little hidey holes behind those boards holds something. Whether it's Titanite or souls or life gems or something. Alright, so that's the good part. It's just the point of surviving. I try to funnel them all together, but when you get one straggler, that's bad because, alright, when you drop down off the cliff, they sit there kind of confused, but if you have one straggler back here, he'll meet you and then they'll sandwich you. And that's never good. I'm trying to draw them all down, and yeah. Okay, now this is one time where being a caster is definitely an advantage. So you get a little distance between you and them and do a good amount of AoE damage, say with fireballs or something, soul spears or whatever. Take these guys out in no time. I probably should just be concentrating on one at a time, but just get a shot off whenever I can, really. This is a little more Dark Souls-ish. You know, throwing 4 of these guys at you at the same time, where you have to keep track of all of them, that's cool. That's kind of cool. And these guys are really cool as it is anyway, honestly. I love their weapons. Can't imagine what your stats would have to be to power stance dual wield those things, though. You'd probably have to have like at least a 50 strength or something. I don't know what the requirements are on these sickle things, but it's got to be up there. I'm sure they're heavy. Wonder what the range is on those things. And the moveset and all that stuff. You know what? I'm going to look into all that one of these days. Get all these weapons and get the stats where I need them and just play around with them one day. I rolled. I did. I dodged that time. Just didn't register. Come here. Come here. Oh, he's not trying to hear it anymore, is he? I need to put my Hexer's hood on, too. Just because it's cool. Alright. Now time to loot the place. Like I said, there's a bunch of junk here. Simpleton Spice. Alright, that lowers the intelligence requirement for a spell. 5 life gems. Alright. Oh, that makes up for the ones I just used. Oh, full moon sickle. Sweet. Got one. I actually have to go look at this later. I said I'm sure the stat requirements are through the roof on those things, but they sure look cool. Okay, we got some friends hiding out in this one. Now, one of these is actually an exit. Now, if you know where this one's at, I guess the second from the last door on top, you can essentially run past all those guys, but you miss all that stuff. So, you know, for the sake of the video, and there's a Skeptic Spice, drops the faith requirement of a miracle. Alright, Honestly, I'd probably grab the stuff anyway, tell you the truth. Kill those guys and grab the stuff anyway. Now, here's the turtle I can never kill. Without the right pyromancy, or I guess some of you casters would have a sorcery that could take care of this guy, but a lot of times I'll get stuck in an extra swing and chase him right off the ledge there. Not only do I not get the turtle, but I die right there too. And it's annoying. Alright, so there's another fragrant branch. Now that's 2. Okay, keeping that in mind, anyone wants to come here earlier in-game. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop down this tunnel, which leads to that area I was about to go through up top. But there's some stuff down here too. And not just that, there's also a one more item in a tunnel leading to that place. Or leading from that place, sorry. There's this one, and I believe there's another tunnel to the left. But for now, I'm going to get out of this poison and snipe these guys. Now this guy may actually throw one of those over the ledge sometime. So, I think it depends on how far back he is. So they have a decent amount of health, at least 1,200 hit points or so on New Game. So I imagine in New Game Plus they'd have, well, somewhere in the 2,000 range and probably hit twice as hard. Not like them hitting you is much of a risk, but still. Can't say enough about their creature designs, their artwork. Man, it's just cool. I mean, they really just let the imagination go and just like whatever comes to mind, that'll work. Just throw it down there. Mix an octopus with a tiger, with a leopard, with a dragon, with a, I don't know, gerbil, and then call that a monster. And it's cool, man. Just all the stuff they come up with. Alright, so got a free human effigy out of that one. Alright. Notice we found the chameleon spell down there. Alright, so some of these things, you know, some of these things that are placed loot, you know, it's always going to be there. What would you call it? Static loot or whatever. Enemies will also drop those spells sometimes. There are enemies that will actually drop spells instead of, say, like a Titanite or a Soul or something. So some of these things can be duplicated like that, but I'm just going to try to make sure I locate and point these out for you guys, so anybody watching this saying, you know, it's probably something I missed there, and then find out that, yeah, you know, there's a hidden room or some object that you never found before sitting off to the side, and maybe that one thing you need for, say, a trophy, or who knows, whatever. Alright, so there's the Sunbro Covenant. And you know what? I'm not going to join. I don't need anything that they have to offer, but they do teach you a gesture. So I'll take that. Now, this is an awesome area to not only join this covenant, but to finish it and get your 30 sunlight medals that you need. All right, I think it's 30. Was it 30 or 70? It might be 70 for the last tier. Is it like 10, 30, 70, or 15, 30, 70, or something 50, or I don't know. Anyway, whatever the requirement is, you can get your medals once you belong to that covenant really fast at this boss right here. And as you collect them, you can just walk around the corner and go turn them in right there at the altar. And you can easily get the trophy, starting from scratch, get the trophy for this covenant in less than a day. Because this boss, especially when you're co-oping, this boss is really easy. Cool hammer, bro. Alright, a couple little out-of-the-way areas here. I don't remember if you have to jump that right there. I don't remember. I know that's not a solid floor all the way across. I know off to the side it's definitely a bottomless pit, so... Okay, now this lockstone, I don't recall there being anything that I actually want, but I have a few lockstones now, so I'll go ahead and open it, see what they got in there. Okay, well that's what these guys drop. Now we know.
Behind the strange signal lives an alien intelligence that knows all.
Poison bite ring. Okay. You'd think that would come in handy here, but if you're in an area where you're going to get poisoned, ring or not, you're probably going to get poisoned anyway. I guess that might come in handy if you're in PvP and someone's chunking daggers at you or something, or hitting you with a katana. Maybe. Speaking of poison... Now it'd be a little more threatening, maybe, if poisoning could upgrade itself to toxic. Like you could essentially get poisoned twice, or even 3 or 4 or 5 times, and it would stack. Okay, I could see that. That would be a little more threatening. I can tell you how many times that once I've gotten poisoned, as long as I pop a life gem, I don't even worry about trying to cure it, I just let it kind of wear off, you know? But if it could go like toxic times 1, 2, 3, and eventually almost instant kill you, then that'd be a whole different thing there. All right, now when I don't know if this is the case all the time, but when wearing the stone ring, the first hit stuns these guys, right? And they're just left wide open. So this is actually brutally effective with these. As long as you can get the first shot in, you're good. And you can farm these guys for Titanite, by the way. I believe they will respawn about a dozen times. Somewhere between 10 and 12 times-ish. I did go back and farm the little grabber floating hand guys back there in the Black Gulch on the way to the Rotten boss. The ones that pop up out of those oily puddles. I did go farm them and wound up getting, I think, 3 Titanite chunks out of it. A few large. Drop rate wasn't real high, and I didn't have any... Well, I had 1 rusted coin, but that was it. That wore off pretty fast. Okay, this chest is absolute waste of time. It's always just 1 torch. That's it. All that trouble for 1 torch. But, hey, it was there. Okay, now there's one more area. It can be kind of a pain to get to. This jump can be tricky. Had to get to that ledge over there. That mushroom guy guarding it. Oh no. Yeah, that's the wrong angle. Like I said, it's a bottomless pit. I couldn't even get lucky enough to land on that far ledge. I think there's a ledge at the bottom of those stairs. Maybe not. That might be just a totally just open floor there. But it's well, I guess on a good note, it's really not a big deal. Run past these enemies, fight 1 or 2 enemies, and get right back to where I was. So it's not a big deal. I've cleared everything else out here. It's really just getting down that one kind of hidden hallway. And then fighting the boss. That's really all that's left. You can get these guys to poison themselves, by the way. If you can lure them. There you go. If you can lure them to break the jars around them. You can essentially walk off and wait for them to die. I don't need him breathing his poison breath all over me when I try to walk by. There we go. Got plenty of those now. Get a bunch of Titanite shards now that I really don't too much need them anymore. I need chunks now. Large ones and chunks. There we go. Alright, so angle a little bit towards the inside as opposed to the outer ledge. Okay, well, lesson learned. Alright, now you get these guys. They're pretty cool. Headless ninjas or something. I think they're supposed to resemble the thieves that hang out around the depths. The depths in the basement of the Undead Burg, Dark Souls 1. I'm really missing Dark Souls 1, guys. I think I'm going to do some of that. You know, Destiny's not coming out till the 9th of next month, right? So there's a few weeks between now and then. And I'm presuming I'll be done with this long before then. If I can stay on it every day. Trying to upload a video or two for you guys every day, so probably get through this relatively fast. There's not too terribly many more bosses to get through in the game. Although covering areas like this can be a little time consuming. Trying to show you guys all the hidden stuff that I've found. But, you know, this is, to me, a big part of RPGs is finding the hidden stuff. You know, the hidden loot, those special items, or those out-of-the-way places, like, damn, I would have never thought that was there. And just finding it. You may not necessarily want what's there, but just the act of finding it in and of itself is rewarding, you know. At least it is for me, so. I'm going to assume that some of you other RPG fans out there are loot whores also, right? And go by the old thinking, I must have it all. If it's there, I want it, because it's mine. Alright, now this guy, I'm going to make this brutally easy. Okay, this is actually ridiculous easy. Maybe a little cheap, I guess, but I mean, these guys are here for a reason. If you have iron arrows, it's all you need to bust these jars. Alright? And you can knock 2 or 3 or 4 of these guys down. Alright? And he's the gluttonous demon, which means he'll go eat them, alright? And he can't resist it, alright? So you essentially let him get a few chomps. Alright? About the time he's swallowing, go for his gut. Alright? And to prevent him from rolling around on me. I probably could have hit him a couple times, but I don't need to draw his aggro. I'm going to let him worry about these zombies I'm feeding him. Alright? Now, I could knock one more zombie down now, but I think I can get in another series or 2 on him, and that ought to do it. And what happens if I die? You know, if he rolls on me and stun locks me and rolls me again and kills me, what happens? I go back to the bonfire and make a 10-second beeline run back here to fight him again. That would be it. So there's really nothing to lose. It's easy to fight a boss when there's no fear of really paying any price for losing. But there's a few more zombies up there in the jars, should I want them. And you get up here, and lo and behold, another bonfire. Alright, and an old friend of ours... Now, what's her name? Mirah? Anyway. Alright, that's it, guys. And I will catch you on the next one, and we will do the Earthen Keep, and we will explore more secrets. Alright? Till then, y'all take it easy. Bye-bye. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. I put links to more Dark Souls in the top box, and for complete listings of all my videos, click on the bottom box. And to subscribe and join the Ninja Flip, smash on that button up top. You can also follow on Facebook and Twitter to get notified when new videos are up. The links are below in the artwork and in the About section. Y'all take care.